Warning: sensitive content.
This conference will air with further details and subtitles later. Due to the urgent situation, this clip is aired first for our viewers without yet the usual details. On Monday, May 9th, 2022, our most beloved Supreme Master Qinghai, while still in her meditation retreat for the world, raised Supreme Master television team members with a phone call where she answered their questions and also shared her thoughts on recent good news about Ukraine.
Previously, Master has said that if Trump was in office, the war would have not broken out like it did. That Trump doesn't have to do anything with him being in the chief position.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Could Master explain more about this?
Yeah. Meaning that he would not have to fend off the war, or he would not have to do anything because heaven will work through him.
Oh, wow.
It is arranged like this. If the negative representative won, then the negative power will take the upper hand.
Oh.
Then they do many other damaging things or humanity threatening survival things like war, famine, and more pandemics. But if the positive representative won, then the positive power will have the upper hand.
Oh, see.
Everything has a price. And that doesn't include whether or not you cheat to be in the office.
Oh.
If you are in the office, you're recognized by some, then that's it. You're done. Because then you can exercise all the physical, secular power in that country.
Yes.
Yes.
And if that country, like the United States of America, has power over many other domains in the world, then of course we are in more trouble. Not a small country, not a less influential country.
Yes,
Yes, Master. Yes.
So that's what I mean by Trump doesn't have to do anything. He didn't have to go around begging for peace or anything. Things will turn out the way it will be beneficial to humankind if the positive representative won the election.
Yes.
Master.
Then he can have also the secular power invested in him to use. And he can exercise some more influence in the world and not damaging so much like war now. Because the war also damages in many other ways. Economic, psychological, social, peace, of course. The UN just issue for warning that if the ports in Ukraine don't open, then millions of people will face starvation.
Right.
Because Ukraine is the fourth biggest wheat exporter in the world. Do you know that?
Yes,
Oh, yes,
Master.
Master.
Yes.
All these essential foods from Ukraine to the world are blocked by Russia.
That's right.
So it's very difficult to bring out the supply to the needy world outside Ukraine.
Farmers have found themselves in the firing line during this war. Their grain storage facilities have been attacked. Shelling has left their green fields covered in craters, and some have even been mined.
Everything we're doing now is related to the war. We go to bed and we don't know if we'll wake up tomorrow.
Vitaly Kostricha grows corn, wheat and barley, but he can't even sell his grain at cost price, let alone make a profit, because Russia has all but destroyed Ukraine's export market. Its blockade of Black Sea ports is starving farmers of income and Ukraine of a big source of national wealth. The attacks on infrastructure and the blockade on exports don't just hurt Ukraine, they hurt the world. About half the wheat bought by the World Food Programme comes from Ukraine, so Russia's war could have devastating consequences for those who can least afford them.
That's why I call Putin and his gang evil. I'm not exaggerating.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Putin and his gang are not that dumb. They are not 3 years old children not to know all this. They did all this on purpose to bring the world to its knees, to control,
Understand, Master.
to force the world to surrender to his dictatorial evil will. Do you see it now?
Yes, Master. we do.
The Ukraine didn't do anything at all.
Yes.
That's right.
There's no excuse to go in there. And then damage the world economy and everything, and also put many people in Russia out of business, out of work as well. Russia's own citizens, not just Ukraine and other people. Because Russia also exports a great deal of wheat, for example, to the world.
Yes.
So if Ukraine also is fused into Russia wheat exporting business, then many countries will have to kneel down to beg for food.
Yes, Master.
That's why I told you they're stupid not to fight with Ukraine, not to do anything, and thinking that Ukraine can live or die. It doesn't matter. It does matter. Now they realize,
Right.
all the world leaders came to Ukraine now. Yeah, all the embassies came back. Many things re-established. Trudeau was the last now of the world leaders who came and also pledged more help to Ukraine.
Oh.
They should have done that a long time ago.
Yes.
When Crimea was attacked and taken away by Russia. And it's just that I'm so sorry for Ukraine. I talk a lot about it because I'm feeling so sorry for these gentle, basic people.
Yes, Master.
They are mostly farmers. Farmers. They are not wanting any war or making trouble for anybody.
That's right.
Right.
Master.
Yeah, they are the best. Farmers are the best. It's even written in the Bible that you should plant your food with the sweat of your brow.
Right.
They just plant and they see things grow, giving life, and then sustaining life on the planet. So they feel happy.
Yes.
Yes.
They have no chance to do anything bad to anybody.
That's right.
Not that they ever want to.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So in this world is not the world of heaven.
Yes, Master.
Master.
The heavenly beings, even though beings on this planet are limited in their power and the exercise of their power. That's why, many masters came and were persecuted
Yes, Master.
Yes.
because they are the opposite force. And this planet is not heaven. You can see it.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
So the master, heavenly beings, whoever came down to help the humans or other beings of this planet are going, working, fighting in the enemy's land.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master. Right.
So they have to have many contract agreements with the negative in order to come down. Thus they have karma heaped upon them, they have persecution, they have punishment for nothing they have done, they have even a bad name, a hatchet upon them for no reason.
Yes,
Understand.
Master.
So Trump, for example, he's a representative of the positive power for America and the world as well, indirectly. If he wants, he could exercise many things of the power that's invested in him to do good for America, to protect American citizens, to protect his country from bankruptcy, to make his country prosper and his citizens feel safe and protected. And as well, he can have more diplomatic influence over the whole world. For example, when he was in office, he was already making Americans independent in fuel.
Oh,
Yes.
Master.
Doesn't have to depend on Russia because he can foresee that Russia will not be able to extort his country in this way, America in this way.
Understand.
He can foresee it in his soul,
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
even if he's not aware. Heaven directing him on what to do
Yes.
Yes.
because his soul is good, his heart is pure, and his mentality is innocent. So heaven can use him to do good for the United States of America, now, of course, the surrounding countries, and for the world. That's the evidence already.
Yes, Master. Right.
When he was in power, the economy of America was sound. And then also he made peace in unprecedented and impossible deals with many of the Arab world, for example, and Israel.
That's true.
That avoided a lot of bloodshed.
Right.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Yes.
And he made peace also between South and North Korea.
Yes, Master.
And now Trump's gone and North Korea is threatening with more nuclear weapons, and even threatened the South with nuclear weapons. And nuclear weapons not only damage the country intended to be attacked, but will also affect many surrounding countries.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
It will make a lot of people sick, die, and damage their mental, physical, psychological, many things. And also, of course, to affect the economy and the food security of the whole world. That's what I meant by he doesn't have to do anything. But of course, he will work like mad.
Yes, yes.
Not like he doesn't have to do anything. Like the peacemaking with other countries in the Arab world, etc., and Israel, it takes a lot of work.
Yes, right.
It took a lot of work and a long time. It's not so easy. Like, okay, Trump call everybody, now we have peace, and then it's done. It's not like that,
Understand. Yes, Master.
I wish it's like that. I wish heaven can come here and control everything.
Yes.
But the negative powers, they are rooted here.
Yes.
And they're making more and more influence by attacking and possessing vulnerable human beings and even animals to wage war against neighbors, against individual groups or countries. You can see that.
Right.
Yes, Master.
So you see, when Trump was there, Russia was friendly with America.
Yes, that's right. True.
Visiting, handshaking all the time, smiling big from ear to ear.
Yes.
At least peace with Americans and Europe. But I tell you what, I'm very disappointed with Russian leadership. They have their hands everywhere and they're very aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't care what they are damaged as long as they achieve their goal, or even not. Even in Africa, I saw on the news that they tortured the natives. They went there and occupied some area or were present there for some reason and tortured the native people.
Oh.
Yeah, and killed them also.
Oh.
I saw it on the news. They have this kind of gripping iron hand.
Yes.
Because I think it's a leftover mentality of communism. They say the end result justifies the means, meaning they can do anything, however brutal and however inhumane they can do it, until they succeed.
Yes, Master.
Because they don't believe in heavens and hells and Buddha's teaching or Jesus, nothing. It's supposed to be like that. Communism. It's not supposed to believe in anything religious. So they are not afraid of doing any worst possible things against other human beings or animals, people even. One time in Sochi, I think, wherever the Olympic Games took place before, put in order to kill many dog people. A lot of dog people on the street because he said it's for rabies. It was just an excuse to make it look clean and good for the Olympics. For example, like that. I don't believe in all this communist doctrine because if they exercise their power like that, from the Soviet Union to China and to Vietnam or to wherever, if they exercise all these kinds of atrocities, then I don't believe any of their doctrines, no matter how good they intend to broadcast their system to the world.
Right.
Yes, Master.
That's why most of the world is still in a free world system, and I'm glad so. I'm really happy it's like that. But if the war in Ukraine is lost, then I don't know, many other countries will lose as well, and communism will expand further. With all this no faith system, no faith in heaven.
Yes, Master.
And just always terrorizing people into surrendering. Terrorizing truly like that. Otherwise, what for do they keep bombing everything like that?
Yes, Master.
Where there is no trace of military presence even. Just like somewhere that people cannot defend, like hospitals, kindergarten, school, basement, where people just huddle together there to keep safe.
Right.
Just civilians, children, women. Oh, God. So it's truly beyond evil, truly beyond devil. So now you can see what I say is not personal emotion only. It is logic. It's all for the world.
Yes, Master. Right.
It's truly like that. It's just these evil, ambitious leaders and gangs are never satisfied with what they have already. Just greedy, want to conquer more, and control the neighbors and then the world with their evil scheme. Is that enough for your question?
Yes, Master. Thank you.
All right, next.
The former Brazilian president and the current presidential candidate, Lula da Silva, blames President Zelensky for the war in Ukraine. Is he correct, Master?
He Even 5-year-olds can tell you the answer.
Yes, Master.
I'm glad you asked for everyone else. It's just that, how can Zelensky keeps asking for peace from Russia before even?
Yes.
Before, with no condition, and wrote a letter to Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, through his best friend, one of Putin's best friends and supporters, Abramovich. Now, through him even, because he worried Putin will not receive his letter or ignore it, or maybe his secretary would want him to see. So he gave it through his friend, and Putin read the letter and threatened to thrust Zelensky even, just asking for peace. And then how many peace negotiations already? Russia did not want peace. He wants Ukraine.
Yes.
He wants to control Ukraine and the vast treasure of food,
Yes, Master.
so they can control Europe and Africa and other countries in the world because of the food supply.
Yes, Master.
Got that? Because food is very essential to everybody, to any nation.
Right.
So if you control food, you control everyone. Do you hear that?
Yes, Master.
Without gas, maybe people can use wood to cook,
Right.
coal to cook, or solar power, wind power, wave power, thermal power, all that to heat the home or to cook food. But without food, how can people survive? That's the cruelest thing to control, food.
Yes, Master.
Without food, what to cook with?
Correct.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Without oil, they can maybe import oil from Venezuela, from Libya, finally somewhere,
Yes.
Yes.
Arab countries. Without food, you cannot do anything, huh?
Right.
That's
Yes.
true.
No matter if you have gold, diamonds, oil, gas with you, without food, how do you cook? How do you survive?
Yes,
Understand,
Master.
Master.
So that's why Russia wants Ukraine.
Right.
Putin even poisoned his own friend, so-called friend and supporter,
Yes.
Yes.
that tycoon, Abramovich, in order to get sympathy, some little PR, public relations. Oh, man. If it's not the devil tactic, then what is?
Right.
There's no way to run away from that.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing you can explain away from it. This Mr. Lula, he wanted to be the next president of Brazil against Mr. Bolsonaro, the present president of Brazil. But I think he will lose. Well, I wish he would lose. Anyway, he just wants to make noise.
Yes.
Understand.
He hopes that Russia will help him to win.
Oh,
wow. And Russia is big because America will not help him. So Russia might, yeah? Because they think Russia helped Trump, but it's not like that.
Yes, Master.
No, Trump won by himself. They just blame everything to degrade President Trump.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
No, I don't like that. You cannot win by degrading others.
That's right.
That's very petty, yeah? Very cheap. Anyway, what for Zelensky doesn't want peace? Tell me, huh? He was sitting as a president pretty and everything was fine until Russia jumped in, invaded and killed his people.
Yes.
And he still had patience and sent a team to go to the table to negotiate peace with Russia.
Right, Master.
And now blaming Zelensky. Whoever does that is either evil also or stupid. Oh my God. He just wanted to make noise, just to be in the political arena because he has been blamed for something before.
Yes.
And now his name is cleared. I wonder if it's really clear or not. And he wanted to be the next president. He's already campaigning for the presidential race.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
So he just wants to chip in or to make noise or to please Russia or something. You cannot blame Ukraine.
Understand, Master.
Yes, Master.
Never should. Even if Ukraine wants to join NATO, that's their right.
Yes.
They join wherever they want to. They're free countrymen.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
They're their own sovereignty. They could join anywhere they want. You see, if NATO accepts Ukraine right away, as I say, It would give people more confidence to fight for freedom for the world, not just the Ukraine. And also the people will feel justified, and the deceased souls will feel some comfort that their sacrifice for freedom and democracy is not in vain.
Yes, Master.
That's why NATO should have accepted Ukraine already.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Because Russia says if Ukraine joins NATO, then they will invade Ukraine. But Russia already invaded Ukraine, so what do they have to lose?
Right, Master.
So Zelensky is not at fault. Also, maybe Lalu or Lula. Lula, maybe he's jealous because he said everybody praised Zelensky instead of a negotiation. Oh, they did negotiation. They even poisoned the Ukraine negotiators for the peace talks.
Yes.
In the old rules, when two countries were at war, you don't harm the messenger.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
But you can see Russia is so petty, so low life. They even poison the opponents, poison their own just to blur people's eyes,
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
just to get some sympathy or to distract the free world.
Yes.
So low life, truly. But that was the rule in the old times. When the two countries are at war, they should not harm the messenger. Like Ukraine send the people to the peace talks, that's their messengers.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
They even poison him. So there's no need to talk to Putin anymore. Just get him out. The sooner the better for the world.
Yes,
Right.
Yes.
Not just for Ukraine, but for the world. Before people will starve to death, and before more people become crippled and lame and die in agony.
Yes.
Putin must be out. But I'm worried if Putin is out, I don't know if somebody better will come up.
That's right.
Because he would choose his favorite.
Yes, Master.
That's right, Master.
And his favorite means the same in the evil pact.
Mm.
Nothing better. But the solution is veganism. That's what it is. If we stop killing other beings, then we will not be killed in war anymore. Peace will last forever. If we grant peace to other beings, we will have peace. That's the law of cause and effect. All right, anything else?
Recently, President Macron said that Ukraine's bid to join the EU will take decades. He suggested Ukraine join a parallel EU political community while awaiting membership. Is this good for Ukraine, Master?
I don't think it is an honest plan because that's just almost like nothing. It's not officially an EU member.
Yes.
It's almost like, okay, we don't know yet.
Yes, Master.
I don't know why he has this type of suggestion. That's against the whole EU because the chief of EU, the boss, said that Ukraine can join the EU in a matter of weeks,
Yes, Master.
Yes.
not years. And now he says decades. I don't know what he wants to be. I don't know if he wants to be with Russia or if he wants to be with the EU.
Ah, yes. Why did he say that, Master?
I have a couple of ideas just flashing through my head. Maybe he just wants to be like a leader, but in the wrong direction.
Yes.
You know, a man likes to be the boss, okay? Maybe he doesn't want to listen to von der Leyen, the chief lady of the EU, because she's a woman.
Oh, yes.
It's difficult to work in a man's world. But he should, for the sake of the unity of Europe, because right now Europe needs unity to counter Russia, unless he's pro-Russia, because maybe he's afraid of nuclear weapons. But France has nuclear weapons also.
Yes.
I remember a long time ago, under another former president, they tested a nuclear bomb, and Greenpeace went all over to protest it. So France should not be afraid of Russia because of nuclear weapons.
Yes, Master.
So I don't know why he's doing this. Maybe he's jealous, or maybe he's not comfortable that everybody in the world praises Zelensky and went there to help Ukraine, to show support and to visit Zelensky. You know, as a man, it feels like another rival.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And France is big, much bigger than Ukraine,
Yes.
and more prestige.
Yes, Master.
And the French people, they feel something. And Ukraine is in Europe. So why should Europe neglect or drop out Ukraine like that? Especially in a time of need. No matter what, Ukraine is a neighbor. In Christian teaching, it says you should love thy neighbor, especially when that neighbor is so good. Now, Ukraine has been fighting so hard and successfully. So Europe should be proud to receive, to admit Ukraine into the European Union.
Yes.
Master.
Before, they should have admitted Ukraine already to protect Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
United we stand.
Yes.
More neighbors are better than just one neighbor being harassed by a bully next door.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
But for some reason they did not. It wasn't a good reason, whatever that was. And now Ukraine is in need. If anyone in Europe, any leader in Europe still wants to refuse Ukraine or try to degrade Ukraine's status instead of letting Ukraine become a member of the European Union, they have to answer themselves.
Yes, Master.
They have to answer to their own conscience.
Yes.
Master.
Because I don't understand it. I wouldn't do it myself.
Understand.
If I were a leader of any European Union country, I would immediately take Ukraine into my arms to protect as much as I can. That's what I would do.
Yes.
Master.
Now Ukraine needs, your neighbor needs you. You can't just ignore it and say, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yes, Master.
Or try to play it down and side with the bully instead. By now, everybody knows Russia is the aggressor and Ukraine is the victim.
Yes.
So I don't know why anybody would not try to help the victim as much as they can.
Yes, understand.
And to admit Ukraine into the European Union does not cost them anything, just to have more reinforcement for the European Union.
Yes.
Master.
More strong, more power.
That's right.
Especially Ukraine has been a good force of protection, not only for their country, but for Europe and the world's freedom as well, against Russia, the bully.
Yes.
So I really don't understand.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
That's all I can think of. I don't know why Macron wants to go against the whole world. He should have also visited Ukraine when he already was voted to be the new president, because that's something to celebrate. Kiev would have been very happy to see that he's elected again.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I was also happy. I thought maybe he's much better than the other one. I thought Madame Le Pen was pro-Russia. That's what everybody said,
Yes, Master.
the way she acts or talks. But now he looks like he's also pro-Russia or something. I don't know what's in his head. I can only guess a few ideas like that.
Yes.
Because the unity of Europe right now is more important than his personal ego.
Yes, Master.
Because to go against Russia, they have to show a united front.
Yes.
And also, he should not be afraid of Putin, because they also have nuclear weapons when it comes to that.
Yes.
Or maybe he's scared, a scared person, I don't know. Underneath, he's scared or something. Because last time Russia threatened him, threatened France, remember?
Yes.
Maybe he's scared. Well, he shouldn't be. He's a big guy.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And France is big. France should be one of the leading roles, one of the leading parties in the European Union, but not in the wrong direction like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
By now, he should know how much the Ukrainian people suffer, including women and children. Suppose his wife or his children have been raped and murdered like that, how would he feel?
Yes, Master.
And he loves his wife so much. Suppose the Russians came to France and did atrocities like they did in Ukraine. Would he like that?
Of course not.
Of course not. So I don't know why he talks contrary to his manly protective instinct.
Yes, Master.
Or, as another idea, maybe is that he's influenced by Putin. Maybe he likes Putin, because there's a negative force. They have a way to charm people also. It's terrible. And now many of them are on the leader seat, yeah?
Yes, Master.
And they have a chance to see many people and influence them, including any president who happens to have a penchant of not positive thinking
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
due to ego or due to power, sustainability. I can't really explain well. If you have some negative thinking in your head that is against the good of humanity as a whole, then the negative power can easily lure you into their side.
Yes.
If you are vulnerable and naive or maybe not strong in a positive penchant, then it's easy to be influenced by the negative power.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
There are also some others either influenced by the negative power or working for them as well, okay, in Europe. Some leaders. I don't want to mention it right now, but if you look at the news, you know who is who.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
I'm just tired of mentioning all these negative things going on. Anything not clear about this question or answer?
It's clear, Master.
Is it good?
Yes, thank you, Master.
Fine, you're welcome. All right, anything else?
Yes, Master. P. Francis blames NATO and others for the Ukraine war. Is this right, Master?
Yeah. I read that also. He said that it's NATO's fault because NATO barked at Russia's door. What means Russia's door? Huh? Where is Putin's door? Where is Russia's door? Every country has a neighbor.
That is true.
Yes.
So where is the limit there? And how can P. Francis, as a so-called spiritual leader, liken many countries who join NATO to dogs?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
There's not justification for the dogs.
No.
Also, yeah? Because the dogs don't do anything wrong ever. That's why the whole world loves dogs.
Yeah.
That's true,
Yes.
Master.
And to compare NATO to dogs is very insulting. It's very insulting to NATO anyway, and all these allies. They don't deserve it.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And ultimately, even if a dog barks at your door, you don't go out and kill all the other dogs who has nothing to do with you, who has not even barked at your door.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
You see, joining NATO is a matter of volunteering, and people love to, then they can join. Not like Russia forcing Ukraine to become a member of their union. That is a different thing. Besides, that's insulting to dogs,
Yes,
Yes.
true, Master.
because dogs never have anything to do with humans' war, cruelty, and abomination in all categories. On the contrary, humans have always shown their barbarous, beastly nature towards dogs in particular, not to talk about all animals, people, and humans yet.
Yes, right.
Like they abuse the dog people, kind, gentle nature, abuse them in all kinds of things, torture them in all different ways. Well, apart from those kind people who take the dog people in as their own family members, these I applaud.
Yes, Master.
But on the other hand, other humans would torture the dogs in such an abominable way, like skinning them alive without anesthetic for fur and meat, like in China, Thailand, etc.
Right.
Yes, Master.
Human atrocities shook heavens and earth, resulting in innocent people and non-innocent people in this world having to undergo suffering, pain, and agony for many disasters and diseases, incurable diseases or pandemics, for example.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
And we did not learn to stop. And now, and since forever, even attack our own species, like in the war.
Yes.
Yeah.
If P. Francis doesn't know anything better about the history of the cruelty of mankind, then he should shut up, as I said many times before.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Because his raw meat, blood-dripping mouth doesn't contribute to any comfort or sympathy to the innocent victims, except to rub salt in their wounds. So this is cruelty, not even in disguise, open cruelty.
Yes,
Yes.
And I don't know if whoever believes in Jesus Christ or the mercy of God would still accept him as their leader. Ugh. God help us. God help us. Oh, God.
Right.
Yes, Master.
What kind of human would utter such a stupid and illogical thing like that? As if encouraging the war. And not to talk about the so-called Pope, the leader of the Catholic Church.
Yes, Master.
Oh, I am so appalled and disgusted. This guy is despicable. Siding with the abominable aggressor instead of the poor, suffering, agonizing victims. So you can see clearly who is the devil. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
NATO has really tried to refrain from war. NATO has never shown aggression to any other except when it has to defend.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
This war is Russia putting alone. No one else's fault.
Mm.
Since the Crimea already.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
And then Donetsk, and then what else?
Luhansk.
Luhansk, yeah. And now he wanted Ukraine. They couldn't take Kiev, too heavy losses, so they went back to the separatist region, making an excuse to liberate people there. I'm sure people are all liberated. 12 million people are liberated from their own country, their own home, their own field, their own business, their own loved ones, and everything else that they cherish. This is the wicked, evil liberation style,
Yes, Master.
not fitting anywhere. No country would do this, except a devil's country, evil people, like Putin and the gang. I told you, this P. Francis, he's not worthy to be called Pope. That's why we call him P. P like Pee-pee.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes.
He couldn't care less.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
He's too safe and sound, and some people still respect him.
Yes.
And he just enjoys all this position. But I tell you what, I read in the news that the faithful from the Catholic Church left the church in never-before-seen numbers.
Wow.
So some churches are empty, some churches have to close because no income to keep. And ask the Vatican for some financial help, and the Vatican say no.
Whoa.
What for they keep the church when it's empty?
Right, Master.
Yes.
Or just some dogs and cat people going there for refuge. Oh, man. People don't believe in the church anymore. They should have the church for their refuge.
Yes.
In the stressful life, they need somewhere to go in, to pray and to believe and to take refuge in their hearts, mentally, psychologically. But the evil so-called priests, they ruined it all. They took away people's refuge, holy places, like churches.
Yes.
So the churches are now empty. You can't blame people.
Yes, Master.
They lost their faith. It's not just the faith that they lost. They lost their happiness, their anchor in their life, and they will feel very lost also. Many of them would feel terrible, would feel empty in their hearts, feel lost in life, nowhere to turn to.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
This is the worst thing that these evil so-called priests have done to them. Not just the physical abuse to their children. You hear me?
Yes, Master.
Right. So nothing that P.P. Francis says should be worth any pinch of salt anymore.
Yes,
Yes.
Master. That's right.
I don't care about that evil man. Evil, not man. If he's a man, he wouldn't have said anything that's so hurtful to a nation who is in pain and suffering.
Yes, Master.
12 million people have no home now already, and still have time, after some wine, of course, drunk, and then say anything, or just evil at heart, supporting evil. Whatever he says, it's just like a way to cover Russia's Putin's evil deeds.
Yes, Master.
Yeah. If you say something like that, you are the same. You are like an accomplice with Russia,
Yes, that's right.
with the Russian invasion of Ukraine and all the suffering that they have to go through. So if this is not a devil's deed, then what is it, you tell me? If he's not working for Satan, for devils, then what is he working for? Huh? Not for humanity. Definitely not. Is it?
No, Master.
Right, now you know. Anything else?
Oh, yes, Master, we have some good news.
Yeah.
At an international donors conference held in Warsaw, Poland on May 5th, around $6.5 billion was raised for Ukraine.
Wow.
Yeah, countries such as France, Finland, the Czech Republic, Croatia, and others pledged millions of euros to support humanitarian and military efforts in Ukraine.
Very good, very good. The best is just to end the war, so we don't have to see people, children, and the elderly suffer so much anymore, and can rebuild Ukraine.
Yes.
The best is to stop the war. Otherwise, just wasting money.
That's right.
Always, you save people here and then putting people there.
Yes.
Evil, wicked men, wicked gangs, and makes a very bad name for his country, for Russia. He doesn't deserve to have his people. He doesn't deserve to be president of such a great country. He's evil anyway. Tell me, what's next?
Yes, Master. On May 8th, President Zelensky awarded a medal to Ukraine's famous mice-sniffing dog person, Patron,
Oh, yeah.
and his caregiver to recognize their dedicated service.
Uh-huh.
Patron has detected more than 200 mice since the Russian invasion.
Yeah.
The award was presented in the presence of Canadian Prime Minister, His Excellency Justin Trudeau, during his visit to Kyiv.
Wow. Yeah, Trudeau also came already. Yeah, that's good. So cute. He wagged his tail in appreciation. He's not a professional even, you know?
Oh.
His owner, his caretaker just accidentally found out that he could do it.
Oh.
Natural talent, heaven sent to help the Ukrainians. Because these 200 bombs would have made many people in the future,
Yes, right.
Yes.
or now and in the future as well, if they accidentally encounter these bombs. So he's a big hero. And he's beautiful. I would hug him, adopt him anytime. But he became now a Ukrainian treasure, so nobody can touch him. Nobody can adopt him. Well, I have enough dog people. Anyway, I don't have time for anything. But he's so cute, so beautiful also. So beautiful. He was barking at Trudeau, I heard. Not because of aggression, it's just welcome.
So cute.
Because Prime Minister Trudeau pledged many millions to have Ukraine.
Oh.
So he barked at him because he was saying, good boy. Good job. Yeah. All right, that's good. Anything else?
On May 5th, President Zelensky invited the German Chancellor Scholz and President Steinmeier to Kyiv.
Ah, good.
Yes, and he actually invited the pair and the entire German government.
Ah,
So it seems like they're improving their relations. And Steinmeier and Zelensky, they had a phone conversation, and it turned out to be a good phone conversation.
wow. Ukraine, good job. Yeah. Zelensky, good job.
Yes, Master.
Good job that you make friends, more friends than enemies. And you need more friends now. Good job. Well done. You know, people make mistakes sometimes.
Yes.
Because the president of Germany is also a human. And he has also been perhaps influenced by others around him.
Yes, Master.
Advisors for presidents or leaders are very important. If they are enlightened, they're good, then the president will have a good reputation. If not, then good luck.
Right.
So it's good that Kyiv make friends, like Abraham Lincoln, the president of the United States of America, say, I destroy my enemies by making them my friends.
Yes.
Good job. Very good. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, truly I'm happy.
Yeah.
Thank you, heaven. That was really good news. Ukraine needs more help, more friends.
Yes, Master.
They should bury the hatchet, if there is one, anywhere. Only Russia, you cannot make friends with them because they don't want to be your friend. That is the problem. But even if Russia stops now, it's still better than ever.
Right.
And we can mend the international relationship. Many wars happen, but finally, eventually, the world still got together.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Russia should learn all this. I mean, Putin and the gangs or Russian supporters of the war should learn lessons from history.
Yes,
Right,
Master.
yes.
All dictators die in the end, mostly horribly, like Hitler.
Right. Yes, Master.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else?
The president of China, Xi Jinping, asked the German chancellor to try with all effort to help avoid the intensifying of the war in Ukraine. What does Master think about this?
It's good. It's good to say that, to think like that, but he should tell that to Putin, because the West did not start it. Germany did not start the war. Germany did not show any aggression to Russia so far. In fact, they were trying to cover for Putin because they needed their gas and oil and other things.
Yes.
Yes.
So why does the president tell the West to make all effort to stop the war?
Understand.
It is Putin who started it for no reason. So it is Putin who has to end it.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else?
Master, the Prime Minister of Britain, Boris Johnson, addressed the Ukrainian Parliament via video link, and he said the West was too slow to act over Russian aggression in Ukraine and failed to collectively impose sanctions against Vladimir Putin. And afterwards, President Zelensky described UK and Ukraine as brothers.
Oh, yeah, bravo. I'm with him, Boris. What he said, I agree. You know, Elon Musk,
Yes.
he's threatened by Russia, and he's afraid for his life now.
Yes, we heard, Master.
Because he helped with the Starlink.
Yes, that's right.
Otherwise, Ukraine would not have any communication system left. Russia destroyed him.
Yes, Master.
So because of that, Russia blames Elon Musk. But he also let Russia use it. Because he say, sorry, free speech is free speech. He cannot just give it only to Ukraine and block Russia.
Yes.
Still, Russia is threatening him. From the top, some powerful people. Okay, never mind. And so he say, if he dies in anything, in any mysterious circumstances, then, you know, he means people should know why, yeah?
Oh.
And he should just kind of say goodbye already, something like that.
Oh.
That's the problem with being famous and wanting to help the world.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a price to pay. Maybe you can get away with it, but it doesn't mean you can have mental tranquility or peace at heart. You know, there's always danger lurking around, threatened officially or not.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
But what does Musk expect? He wants to wrestle with Putin, and he wants to help Ukraine with this and that. Starlink is not the only thing he helped with. Well, I think other thing also. I forgot what system, what else he helped Ukraine with. But, well, if he wants to be a hero, there's a price to pay.
Right,
Yeah.
He should be happy that he still can talk now.
Right.
Right.
Of course, he talks now because if he waits until he's shut up, then he couldn't talk anymore. When they shut him up, then that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I wish him well and pray that he continues to be alive to help whoever needs his company's equipment and talents.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
To be famous and rich is always a risk.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
People are jealous of you, like Lula. He's probably jealous of Zelensky's fame.
Oh,
Of course, everybody praises Zelensky this, Zelensky that, and the whole world came to Kiev to see him.
Yes.
Even the first lady, Joe Biden, also came
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
to see the first lady of Ukraine. Oh, well, finally, have to come, no?
Yes.
If they don't come, then what? Cannot face the world, no?
Yes.
Everyone came already.
Yeah, my God. Man, finally has to do something.
Yes, Master.
If not the husband, then the wife at least. Yeah. Wow. Thank you then. Anything else?
Yes, Master. A second cargo ship full of Ukrainian cereals has left Romania's Constanța port,
Wow.
and a third is likely to be departed in mid-May.
Oh, how can they go? It's not controlled by Russia?
Somehow they use the route via Romania.
Okay. Thank God. Thank God they found a way. The Russia controls many important ports here already. No, thank God for that. Thank you, heaven. Please take care of our world. Without food, they cannot survive. That's why I told you we should be grateful all the time that we have food.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
And we have shelter. And we have peace. For now. You never know. This crazy world, anything could happen anytime. Unexpectedly. And now COVID is rising and all that, affecting a lot of countries, not just the countries involved, like China, and the zero COVID policy is impacting a lot of business. You know that, right?
Yes.
It's unavoidable. It's not like the Chinese government enjoys doing it. They just also want to protect their people. But then the people who are quarantined, who are locked down in the whole city, they suffer, you see. Some don't have food delivered to them and all that because of the strict quarantine rules. Oh, God, there's no end to suffering in this world, my God. My God. When will it ever end? Okay. Next one, any?
Master, Ukraine and Russia have announced that all elderly people, women and children have been evacuated from the Azovstal steelworks in Mariupol. And the operation began a week ago.
Good news.
It was coordinated by the UN and the Red Cross.
Yeah.
And Ukraine has said more than 300 civilians have been rescued from the plant over a period of 3 days.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, Thousands die in Mariupol. 10,000 plus. I don't know how many more now. That was a long time ago.
Yes.
Because the Russian army, they just bomb anywhere. All civilians. It's easy to kill. Easy to kill because they're everywhere.
Yes.
And they know where they are. But the Ukraine military, they might not know where they're stationed. And they cannot go near because Ukraine will probably counterattack. But the civilian people, it's so easy to attack them, to kill them.
True.
Yes.
Because in a metropolitan area, people live everywhere. Or high-rise buildings, 1,000 will live in one, or many hundreds live in one building. So it's easy to find them. You can bomb them from afar.
Yes, Master.
Oh, this is really cowardly. So ugly, evil. Ugh. If communism taught them this kind of soullessness, then I am all for the free world. The free world might have some defects, some faults, some blemishes, but it's still a free world.
Yes, right.
They still believe in God and Buddha and holy teaching. Just some people may be corrupted, some in the government or anywhere, but at least the principle is freedom for everyone. Freedom of religions and all that. And I love this. I love all this. I love the free world concept.
Our earnest appreciation to Most Merciful Master for being by our side during these dark and painful hours. We pray that your countless efforts and never-ending love and faith in humanity's goodness touch as many beings as possible, helping us to quickly transition to the compassionate vegan lifestyle for the benefit of all. May the positive power rise up to take a leading role on Earth, assisting in promptly ending the invasion in Ukraine and bringing peace and safety to the suffering and needy. We wish Master the best of health and serenity in the eternal loving protection of all cosmic beings.
This conference will air with further details and subtitles later. Due to the urgent situation, this clip is aired first for our viewers without yet the usual details.
To learn more of Master's insights on the good news shared by the Supreme Master television team, including how Ukrainians can temporarily stay in the US and which famous singer recently performed in Kyiv, please tune in to Between Master and Disciples at a later date for the full broadcast of this conference. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related Flying News or Between Master and Disciples conferences such as Flying News, Treasure Others' Lives by Making Peace, Only Peacemakers Can Go to Heaven, Ukraine's noble willpower is stronger than Russia's force, Putin must call for immediate ceasefire in Ukraine. To believe in humanity and goodness is to help each other. There are no excuses for invading a country. Positive changes in the world in support of Ukraine. Between master and disciples, governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine. Heaven is aiding Ukraine in the war between good and evil. Supreme Master Qinghai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone, inspiring good news in support of Ukraine. Big powers did not keep their promise to Ukraine. The united spirit of the Ukrainian people shines before the world.